You blinked, and life passed you by. The quiet grief of wasted time. It hits you when you least expect it. Maybe while brushing your teeth. Maybe while folding laundry. You pause for a second, glance at the date on your phone, and something inside you goes still. It's July already? You swear it was just March. You remember putting up the New Year's calendar like it was last week. But somehow, half the year is gone, and you're not even sure what you did with it. There's no dramatic crisis, just a quiet kind of disorientation, a sense that life is slipping past you like sand through open fingers. You blinked, and 5 years went by. Sometimes, it feels like you're sleepwalking through your own story. Waking up, working, scrolling, planning, repeating. And it's not that anything is wrong, but it's also not quite right either. Time feels like it's speeding up, and you can't tell if you're falling behind or just fading into the blur. As a kid, everything took forever. A week felt like a century. Summer vacation stretched like infinity. But now, it's different. Now you start a week, and it's suddenly Friday. You start a year, and somehow you're already making holiday plans again. You scroll back through photos and realize you haven't really felt any of this. You were there, but you weren't there. Philosopher Henri Bergson once said that time isn't just something we measure with clocks. It's something we experience. He called it la durée, lived time. And when we lose contact with that, when we stop being present in our own life, time doesn't just pass, it vanishes. Seneca said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And I don't think he meant we're lazy. I think he meant we're distracted, always reaching for the next thing, always waiting for life to begin, while it quietly rushes past us. You think you'll slow down later, after this deadline, after the next move, after the chaos calms. But life doesn't wait for your to-do list to be done. It keeps unfolding, whether you're watching or not. Martin Heidegger talked about how we fall into the they-self. We live by default, doing what they do, thinking what they think. And in that blur of obligation and comparison, we forget our own rhythm. We stop being authors of our lives and start becoming echoes. You start noticing the sameness. You realize your memories are getting harder to hold on to. Not because you're getting older, but because nothing stands out anymore. Days repeat. Routines recycle. Moments collapse into each other like waves. And you think, maybe this is just how adulthood works. Maybe this is the cost of survival. But deep down, you know that's not the whole story. Because once in a while, something happens that pulls you back into the present. A road trip. A song you forgot you loved. A moment of real laughter with someone you care about. And suddenly, time stretches. That 1 hour feels eternal. You remember how time can feel when you're really in it. Alan Watts once said, "The point of a dance is not the destination, but the dance." But somewhere along the line, we stopped dancing. We started sprinting. trying to get to some future that always seems just out of reach. We treat life like a task list, something to conquer, instead of something to feel. Simone de Beauvoir said, "Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay." And it's not about being impulsive. It's about realizing that now, right now, is the only place life ever really happens. We keep saying we want more time, but what we really want is to feel time again. To feel awake inside it. To feel it stretch instead of shrink. To feel that a day, even an ordinary one, mattered. And here's the strange part. You don't get that by slowing life down. You get it by showing up, by doing fewer things more deeply, by noticing the sky on your walk, by listening when someone speaks, not just hearing, but really listening. Memory and time aren't separate. The more you remember, the more full life feels. But your brain doesn't hold on to things that feel the same. It remembers novelty, presence, emotion. A single day filled with wonder can feel like a whole week. A year of autopilot can vanish in a blink. So maybe it's not that time is cruel. Maybe it's just that we've forgotten how to live with it. Instead of trying to outpace it. You blinked, and a season passed. You blinked, and your friend moved away. You blinked, and the person in the mirror changed. And maybe there's grief in that, but there's also power. Because you're blinking now, which means you're still here, which means time isn't gone. Just waiting. So slow down. Touch the moment. Breathe into it like it's the only one you have, because in a way, it is. Let life linger. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to make it extraordinary. You just need to be in it. Because time won't wait, but it will open if you're willing to pay attention. And maybe that's all we've ever needed. Not more time, just more presence.